Hello there, my name is Ricky Bain. I stay in Afford, Aberdeenshire, Scotland. My role is with CVM, Christian Vision for Men. I'm the regional director up here. So I'm delighted to share my story of faith, of transformation. I'm the age of 51. I'm a father of 5, 4 girls and a boy. I stand here now as a man of faith, but the journey to get here, it's not been an easy one. So, let me start. I grew up in Orkney, which is the north of Scotland. Spent my childhood in the late 70s, early 80s in a wonderful island, and a fantastic time. I'm looking at a screen now. We were screen free, no mobile phones. We were allowed to roam this beautiful island, and I remember just being told by my dad to be home at a certain time and not having to worry about, who was going to nab me or what I was going to get up to. My dad was just giving me the rules to be home in time, son. So many times, because we grew up in the summertime there and being out all day, that often in Orkney it's so far north that it's light all year round or all night round. That was my excuse to my dad for coming home late. So that was really the only rouse I got, was coming home late, and my folks didn't worry about where I was or who I was with, etc. But I was a typical Scottish lad, I would say. I loved my football, still do. I wasn't highly academic at school, but grew up in a loving home. They weren't Christians, but yet my granny gave me my first Bible, and I went to Boys Brigade, where I believe the seed was planted for faith. And out of going to Boys Brigade, I met a Boys Brigade captain who was a huge influence on my life and still is. He's still a mentor to me, so over all these years he's still a mentor. But moved to Aberdeen at the age of 17, ended up in a job I didn't like, which is butchering. No offence against any butchers, but I got into the lifestyle of smoking, drinking, womanising, you name it. I partied hard, I lived hard. I was very selfish, I suppose, and not a good influence with other people around me as well. So the process of my faith was not just one night, it was a journey. And going back to Orkney, I nearly gave my life to the Lord at the age of 15, but looking round at that time, I saw what I thought was a world that could offer me much more enjoyment, much more fulfilment and much more fun. So coming to, like I say, Aberdeen, I got in with the wrong crowds, partied hard, lived hard, did stupid things, too much to mention, and actually met my wife in a nightclub. Where else would I meet her? And she was backslidden at the time, which I didn't understand. But she came down from the north of Scotland to, as you would call it, the north of Scotland, but it's further south than where she came from. And we met, and maybe the rest is history, but she gave her life back to the Lord, but I still battled it. And it took me a while, because I went to church, I liked what they said, but didn't really kind of click. And one day in church, this guy turned around and said to me, "How are you with God?" And that really spoke to me, because how was I with God? I was nowhere with God. So I battled it for many weeks and months, but this particular night I gave my life in a church in Aberdeen, a Holy Spirit evening, believe it or not, and I gave my life to the Lord. And since then, I've been involved with the outreach. I'm an evangelist at heart. I love to share the gospel message. I've been involved with street pastors. I have, obviously, like I say, I'm a father of 5 kids, so being a man of faith and having 5 kids gave me a challenge too with 4 daughters, so I'm very protective of them. But I love sharing the gospel, and in fact I've shared it in places I used to work in the oil industry in a workshop. I shared it in front of the whole workshop. The reason behind Christmas, gave lots of stories, and I love what I do now for CVM. I love being a man of faith, being able to go to churches and just get men to be activated into their faith and just share the gospel message. So whoever's watching this, I'm a normal Scottish guy, but yet I have an extraordinary God. I love what I do. I believe that Jesus is the way, the truth and the life. He is the only way. And my prayer for Scotland is to see a nation of men rise up to be unashamedly for Christ. And we represent a king, the King of Kings. So that's me checking out. My time is up, only 5 minutes. So thank you for listening. God bless you. Take care. Bye bye.